So we're on site today. You can see there was a pipe that was exposed there because basically the soil had been washed away, so we're just doing a few repairs, putting some sacks down there with some extra stakes in just to sort of make sure the pipe's not exposed. We don't want the pipe exposed because it could break and then we'd have to replace it. It's more likely that people might think, oh look, there's a pipe there, and do something. So yeah, this is Ronald with his hammer. Impressive, hey? So we'll dig that in, small sacks there, and we'll it'll improve the dam that we've created. Just a reminder, the water comes through here, comes in here. There's a screen you can see down there because we had to stop debris, and then it goes into that tank. And from that tank, there's a pipe that runs all the way down through the pipe to our water channel that we've created. We're now moving these rocks. We carry that thing, it's pretty heavy, all the way from down there. We're putting some more rocks down to add a bit of strength to this. So we're almost done with this repair. You can see we've used these big slabs of concrete. They're actually quite nice because I've not liked them. They're down, up and down the river. There was a dam that broke up there, a small dam of concrete, and there's all these concrete slabs littered, which I think isn't very nice. So the fact that we're reusing them here is quite nice. Keeps it all in one place. And then the hope is that down this water strip, this water channel, and the one that we've created, we're going to plant a lot of indigenous species, and it will look quite nice in 10 years time or so, 5 years time. So if we can remove some of this rubbish as we go, that'd be great. These concrete slabs are one. The next thing is, you get a lot of, that's a gin bottle, big alcohol problem here in Uganda. And it all floats, all the plastic and stuff floats down here. So eventually we'll maybe make it part of our rounds to clean up the site. You can see the fence is now complete. Stretches all the way across, goes around that way and ends on the other side of the pond, so the cows can't get in, which is fantastic. Ponds 3 and 4 are looking good. We've made our order for fingerlings, so we'll be collecting them from Kampala in 2 or 3 weeks' time. The hatchery ponds are full of water, which is great. And I'm now standing on what's going to be our shelter, as we're calling it. So I'll step back a bit so you can see that this is where we'll keep any supplies, equipment. It's also where Ronald will sleep. We're going to put a small room in there. We've got the cord of the string. But you can see it overlooks the site, which is great. These are the poles, and they'll put iron sheets over the top, offcuts as they're called, along the sides. It'll be a wooden structure. And now just digging some holes for some more posts. So it'll be 2 small rooms. It's not the most amazing place in the world, but it's a temporary solution that will do us a few years maybe, until we can afford to build a more concrete structure, pun intended. So yeah, there we are, progress. One of the things that's bothered me ever since I got here, just the amount of plastic you see lying around. And so I decided I should make a bin. Probably because I've been indoctrinated by the West, hey? Not like plastic, but in all seriousness, I think it ruins the site a bit. So just trying to pick it up, and hopefully I'll start a positive habit. When we go out and about and walk around the place, you do see these bits of plastic lying around. Yeah, for me it just spoils it. I like it to look as pristine as possible, and I figure why not? Men are actually doing something useful, why not just go? We've got a few spare moments and have a tidy up. But you can see how lovely it is. I just love the fact that we kept this bit in the middle. I think it really adds something to the site. Just looks great. There's quite a few birds in there, lots of different insect species. There are monkeys in those trees as well. But over time, what I'd like to do is extend this ridge, this bit of grass, maybe up, the watercourse is up there, and then have some sort of a line of trees that runs where the water is, comes down here. Yeah, I just think it'll look good. You can really get into the wetland swamp, however you want to call it, down here. It's pretty nice. Like I say, there's definitely monkeys in here. And if you listen closely, you'll hear the birds start to make their alarm sounds because someone is here. But yeah, I think it's great. This is the bit where you can really get into the wetland. See? That's good, eh? And this is where we put the end of the barbed wire. But yeah, it's nice in here. Nice and cool. You hear the birds? And I bet if we look closely, we'll probably find some bits of plastic even down here, which, like I say, I just think it ruins it slightly. But try and get rid of them, that's for sure. You see this lorry has arrived in sight, loading up the grass. Basically, some people come and they chop down a lot of the grass down by the marsh. Within sight of the pond, I think you remember that. And we said, can you please not do that? So they agreed not to. But they just left it there to dry, now they're collecting it. But it has happened since, so I think we're alright. So you might be wondering where we get all the timber from. This eucalyptus that's being chopped down is the stuff we're using. This is just literally off the back, so that way, where that fence is, the other side of that is our pond, so we're just really quite close. But the eucalyptus trees, which, to be honest, I mean, people grow them because they're really good for timber, I think fast growing, but there's so many of them now, it sort of takes over. So you can see in here, this piece of land, there we go, there's like some wild or indigenous species, but then there's also just people have planted eucalyptus. So I just think, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of it, put some of the more indigenous stuff, which is rapidly being lost, and then keep the diversity going. Don't make the mistakes that the UK's made in terms of deforestation, and yeah, why not? So I'm always secretly pleased when we get to chop them down. It's really good. Started the work. This is the ladders. We're going to put these cross beams across. Cutting a groove so it rests on the top. Some of the tools used here are quite great. You know, it's a machete to cut grooves. This is a spear, which they used to dig holes with for the posts. And then I think you saw the giant hammer earlier, made of wood. The work continues. Looks like our offcuts are here. We've been waiting all day. The guy keeps telling us, I'm loading. And yeah, anyway, very delayed, but he's about to absolutely chuck it down, I think. See the colour of the skies. So yeah, let's go and see these offcuts. 200 of them. So they're called offcuts because when it's amazing here. What they do is all these eucalyptus trees we see everywhere, they let them grow, and they chop them down and transform them into planks, same as any forestry business, but they do it all by hand. So you see these saw pits, men inside them, one down below, one at the top, cutting the logs, and they do them straight pretty much. I mean, it's amazing. But these are all the offcuts, so these are the bits that can't be turned into logs, so the outside of the logs that can't be turned into planks, and they're obviously cheaper than planks, and because this is a temporary structure we preferred that option. Rustic, you could say, but here you go, these are our offcuts. I would not want to be driving this weight on this site.
Isha.
There we go. Look at the scenery, love it. There they go. Stop. Putting the tail end of the lorry back on. Paulson's having a word because, well, the delay. Actually, it wasn't just today. It was supposed to have come out a few days ago, and obviously it slows us right down. There we go. One wonder of hydraulics. So with these, you can see come in all sorts of shapes. You can clearly see where this is the outside of a log, and then you can't use that for like a plank. So like someone's written someone's phone number. Is that a data protection issue? I'm just showing that. Yeah, 200 pieces. So we can hear the rain coming towards us. It's amazing. Here it comes. It's amazing, really. Shame we don't have those iron sheets, hey? We've retreated inside to see all the goats running.
Hey, dat is een hout op in niet.